First, you remember the sound. The tear of cardboard on a Saturday morning in 1978 when your mother handed you something wrapped in newspaper because gift wrap cost extra, and birthdays were measured not by what could be spent, but by what could be saved. Inside was a figure, maybe a Mego superhero, maybe a doll whose hair you could braid, maybe a still warm Kenner Star Wars character fresh off a drugstore shelf. You held it like it was made of gold, because to you, it was. No one told you to save the box back then. From Detroit to Atlanta, Compton to Brooklyn, in black living rooms across the country, children played on shag carpets and linoleum floors with toys never meant to last. Action figures lost their accessories within days. Board game corners split and were taped back together. Dolls' arms were reattached with rubber bands and hope. These were not heirlooms. They were brief moments of magic, bought on layaway plans that stretched for months, meant to distract from the bills stacking up on the kitchen table. Your parents worked double shifts to make Christmas happen. They stood in line at Toys R Us before sunrise, comparing prices, calculating what else could be sacrificed. That G.I. Joe with the kung fu grip, it cost your father 2 weeks without cigarettes. That speak and spell that taught you how to read, your mother picked up extra shifts. You didn't know that then. You only knew the joy of working batteries and the sound that came when you pressed the right buttons. Now the irony lands heavy. That same action figure, had it remained sealed in its box, untouched, unplayed, could pay someone's rent today. That old black Barbie your sister dragged everywhere by the hair. Worth more now than your mother made in a week back then. The Atari cartridges hidden in a shoebox under your cousin's bed now sell for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to collectors who never had to choose between paying the electric bill and preserving their childhood. But keeping them pristine required a kind of foresight poverty doesn't allow. When you live thinking about the end of the month, you don't think about future value. You think about joy now. You rip the packaging open because waiting feels like another form of deprivation. You play until the toy breaks, because play is the point. Escape, imagination, the few hours where poverty doesn't get to define everything you touch. There is an unintended museum value to black childhoods of that era. The Coleco Cabbage Patch Kids your grandmother stood in line for in 1983, each with a name in church, slept with until the stuffing came loose. The Milton Bradley board games, Trouble, Operation, Connect All, played until pieces disappeared and boxes were held together with tape and faith. The Fisher-Price record player that spun the same 3 records until the needle wore down. These things were loved until they faded. And now they are valuable. Now collectors, often white, often wealthy, often reconstructing childhoods they never had through other people's memories, pay premium prices for unopened toys black families couldn't afford to preserve. The same economic gap that made those toys precious then makes them inaccessible now. The cycle completes itself. Items bought through sacrifice are sold out of necessity or appear in estate sales after elders pass, their children unaware of what they're letting go. Sometimes you see them online. A 1977 Mego black superhero figure, still sealed, selling for the price of a mortgage payment. An untouched Soul Train board game worth more than the television it was once played in front of. Sunshine Family dolls, the rarer black versions, now museum pieces. Do you think about the ones you had? The ones you loved into ruin? The ones that didn't survive because survival meant something different back then. Value is a strange teacher. It arrives late, after the lesson has already been learned. These toys were never meant to be investments. They were meant to be chosen, messy, temporary, fully live. But in the sound of tearing cardboard, in the crackle of plastic food and twist ties, in the moment you first made that figure fly across your bedroom, there was a value no collector could ever pay for. It was the value of being seen, the value of being given something, the value of knowing even briefly that you mattered and that joy was allowed. Maybe losing them was the real treasure.